Hello and welcome to an Ocean Australian comprehensive guide on property-related laws and services with Richard
and Jen.
And today we will be talking about the transfer of property between parents and children. Before we start, it should be noted that when we say parent, we are following the legal definition, that being an individual in relation to a child including the father or mother of the child, the spouse of the father or mother of the child, or the domestic partner of the father or mother of the child.
Children, meanwhile, refers to one or more individuals who are born from or are under the parental responsibilities of said fathers, mothers, spouses, or domestic partners. With that being said, let's talk about why you might want to transfer ownership of your property to your children or a parent, depending on your situation. First of all, regardless of your intentions of transferring property ownership between parents and children, it is important to check that you do have ownership of the property.
Yes, indeed. In a world full of tricks, schemes, scams, and complicated procedures, it can be difficult to keep up to date with these sorts of things. But before beginning the process of transferring property ownership to a parent or child, checking if you own the property in the first place is essential.
Whilst owning a property, the property is bound to the individual as an asset, meaning that those who are involved in potentially high-risk security scenarios, such as debt, gambling, lawsuits, and criminal charges, may have their property seized and sold to settle these outstanding charges. This is not the first asset that the banks, the government, or third parties may go for, but it is the most appealing to them and may very well leave you without a place to live.
Another associated risk of property ownership has to do with an insufficiently prepared will. If a will has not been organised correctly with regards to how a property you have ownership of is to be distributed, it may be under risk of being seized by the bank, the government, or other third parties upon your death. These entities may also lodge a dispute to lay claim to your property. This dispute process can be lengthy, meddlesome, and costly for the family, with a range of court appearances, lawyers that need hiring, and documentation to retrieve for proof of ownership. The worst part of this is that the family may lose the dispute and be evicted from the property. As such, a transferal of property ownership between parents and children may be a great alternative to alleviating some of these grievances.
Some other information about the transfer of property ownership between parents and children that you may want to consider would be:
transferring property ownership between parents and children does cost money. The only transfer process that does not cost money would be between partners. So consider this first before going ahead with transferring property ownership between parents and children.
Additionally, pensioners may also be eligible for reduced taxes on their property, making a transferal of property ownership to a parent an interesting proposition.
Thank you for watching Ocean Australian's guide to transferring property ownership between parents and children. If you're interested in other property law related services, please be sure to follow us for more.
If you have any questions about property law, please feel free to give us a call or send us an email.